Welcome back to part 2 of Mosaics and Beyond. Okay, this is where we left off before. We have a layer, and we have a layer with our tiles, and then we have the shadow layer below it. Okay, we have layer 2 that's actually hiding our canvas layer that has the original mosaic and all the mosaic information associated with the file. Okay, the next thing we want to do, because the tiles here look like flat pieces of paper with a little bit of dimension using the shadow, we're going to just do an apply surface texture. We're going to go to Effects, Apply Surface Texture, and then we're going to come in and we're going to check the Using box. You can look into the rest of these and see what you want to change, but for the mosaic, to give some more dimension to the tiles, we're going to say Mosaic Mask. And you can see right here that the tiles, if I click in this preview window, it turns the preview off inside the window. And as soon as I take my unclick off of there, you can see the actual preview that gives the dimensions that are going to show in all of your tiles. So there we go. We've added a little more dimension to some of these tiles, actually all of them, and we haven't really changed much of the file. The other thing we can do is we can add a plugin. Going into the plugin layers, or selecting the tiles, we're going to go to Bevel World right down here. And this will bring up a huge dialog box. But you can see it's taking a while because right now Painter is trying to figure out what the heck. It's got a lot of information within the tiles. All of that is all being read into the Bevel World. When you get this little waiting symbol, it might be a good idea just to go have a cup of coffee and wait for this to come back. So I'm going to pause and we'll come back as soon as this dialog box is up. Okay, I'm back after a cup of coffee here. We have the Bevel World dialog box that comes up here. You can take just the defaults, and in this case I think I probably will, because if you move any of these sliders, it's going to take time because Painter has to go in and bevel every single one of those little tiles. And in the case of this current mosaic, there's over 5,000 tiles. So let's just say OK. And we now have the bevel. You can't really see it in some of the cases, although it all depends on the actual tile itself. So if I slide over here, you can see that the tiles along this area have actually got a bevel. So that gives them even more dimension. It gives the mosaic a feel of actually, if you run your fingers over this, as if it would feel like it would bump. So if you want to see what this looked like before, if I turn off my group, turn on the canvas, there's the before. Actually, let's change the grout color here. Go to Make Mosaic, Canvas, Make Mosaic. Oh, it's saying I can't do it. It's because I'm still on this layer. I have to activate my canvas layer. Now I can go into Make Mosaic and click on the grout color. I'm going to go to black, say OK. Say done. And now you can see what this really looked like. Here are the tiles. And now here are the tiles with the bevel. Let's put this little layer in to the group. Move my shadow up. There. There's before. There's after. It's quite a bit of a difference. You can play around with the shadow. You can play around with the tiles. You have your mosaic masks that'll mask out all the tiles, or if you want, you can use the inverse of the mask to actually work with the grout. Let's load the mosaic mask. Okay, we're going to work with the grout. So in this case, our grout is actually layer 2. If we did not have this layer in shadow, and let's call this my grout, just so you know. If you don't have this whole group, you can actually do the operation on the canvas. But this is where our effects are. So we're going to work with the grout, load the selection. We're going to use the mosaic mask, say OK. Now we're going to go pull the select menu down and say invert selection, or Control Command I. And now our selection is actually around all the black area, the grout, and we can come into the